let's go ahead and talk about LOLminer version 1.41b. Hopping right into it. This was released 15 hours ago. This is kind of back-to-back releases of LOLminer kind of going on here. So let's read the disclaimer, because obviously there's something going on and there's a reason why all of these changes are coming about. Obviously it has to do with TON. TON's been what LOL's been trying to add support for. So here we go. This is from the dev. And it says, quote, "I would like to start this change log a little unusual because I think it is only appropriate to apologize at this point. When I started writing the mining software for TON, I was quite aware of how the GPU code should look like. But the system to connect to the pools turned out to be much more difficult. Respectively, I was still very unfamiliar with the topic HTTPS. For this reason, I reused a piece of code that was already used for the DOH code without considering that a direct copy of this approach will not be able to reuse an existing connection. Unfortunately, this was not noticed during testing, as on a small scale there were no problems. But in real world use, this has caused significant problems on some mining pools for TON, effectively a DDoS by mining software. Even though the goal was, of course, to write a software that handled all current pools, and that is a suitable solution for all TON miners, I was surprised how well the software was accepted in the last days, and in the end therefore became a victim of its own success due to the above mentioned problems. So it has caused considerable problems for all of us, the miners, the operators of the pools, and last but not least for me, which I would like to apologize herewith. I thank a lot of the TON community for your elaborate feedback in the last days, and especially Danila Volkov for giving me the final hint to find the root cause of all the issues. I hope the changes in 1.41 will ensure that this history does not repeat itself. Have a nice day." So if you guys recall, essentially not too long ago, I covered the release of the LOLminer and support for TON. I personally began testing it. The day I began testing it was also the day that TON-pool went down. And it is looking like, if you guys can connect the dots here, essentially utilizing LOLminer, which myself and probably a lot of y'all did as well, and connecting the TON pool created a DDoS effect, which is why the pool was shut down. Now, does that relate to the hack of the pool actually losing, of course, the TON that was in the pool wallet? Probably not, but there were definitely issues going on there. For example, the projected outcome for 24 hours of mining with my hash rate on the RX 6000 rig was supposed to be like well over 20 to 40 TON, when in reality, after 24 hours of mining with LOLminer through HiveOS, resulted in about 3 TON. So I immediately shifted off and put that rig back on Ethereum. And that is where we kind of ended the day. My question is obviously going to be, how much trouble did this cause? Could this be related to, you know, the hack? And if so, how does that relate, essentially, if there is any connection there? But I don't know exactly at this point. I'll have to do some research into maybe the TON pool Discord and kind of see what's going on. It's important I think to note that from a developer's standpoint, admissions like this, and obviously like corrections and making sure that it's transparent, is super important. So I have a lot of respect for this sort of behavior, essentially, and I think that the LOLminer's doing the right thing here. And one of the things I think just in general in life, if you guys can understand this concept, things get a lot better. And that is that we all make mistakes. It's your ability to both admit and resolve those mistakes that is more important than anything. Being stubborn or trying to hide mistakes, etc., can get you in trouble. And I have done that a lot in my life, and it's taken me many years to get better and better at that. And I think it's always something that you have to be working on personally. I try to do that with this channel and set an example. And obviously when I see examples like this, I like to point them out and give kudos. So good job to the team at LOLminer, to the dev here. And let's go ahead and go through the rest of the patch notes. So changes: rewrote the complete HTTPS connection stack in the TON pool connector so the connections can be reused for a significant lower load on the pools. Improved performance of Nvidia TON kernels, especially significant on Turing-based GPUs. Added experimental TON kernels for Nvidia Fermi and first generation Kepler GPUs. Altered fee pools of TON to distribute better to different mirrors to reduce load on single ones. Implemented a system that can detect connection blocking in TON and will automatically choose alternative mirrors for the known TON pools in case of problems. Users on TONCoinPool.io Stratum mode, the TON mode 3 switch, can now specify a worker name via the worker switch or by adding a worker name to the wallet separated by a dot. Other TON mining pool protocols will ignore both because most pools do not accept worker names send. And that's because TON, which I have been working on a guide for TON, obviously because of the issues, it got put on the back burner. There's like video recorded and everything, but there were issues. So was kind of waiting on this essentially. And so I'll give it another shot and then we'll try to go through the how-to for it, because the TON pool configurations utilize the Telegram bot, which is significantly different than anything you've probably experienced in the past with your traditional mining pools, say like ethermine.org or flexpool, etc. So because of that, I think the guide's definitely needed. But once again, with the guides on this channel, they're just to show you how to do things. It does not mean that I think that TON's going to go anywhere or is super profitable. If it pans out to be, then of course we'll cover it just like we did with Flux, etc. So there you go. Fixes. Fixed a bug with an extra / at the end of HTTPS or WSS addresses will no longer cause the connection to fail. Fixed bug: infinite cycling of TON connection attempts in case of attempts to swap to failover pools. Fixed a bug: failed DNS resolve ending in miner crash. 1.41a fixed the miner now also does load balancing on error 1020. This would have resolved itself once users swapped to 1.41 from a buggy older version, but might speed up pool recover process. 1.41b, which is the one that we're going over right now, fixed a bug with seed handling that caused a high rate of defect shares on pool.tonuniverse.com in TON mode switch 4. And 1.41b fixed a bug with the TON universe pool in the TON mode 1 that caused the miner to reconnect after a share was submitted. Obviously, that could cause that DDoS effect if it's getting a share, submitting it, reconnecting, submitting a share, reconnecting, submitting a share. That definitely sounds like it would probably be an issue if I'm just thinking about it there. So, all right. So there is the update for LOLminer version 1.41b. It's much needed addressing to the community of issues that were going on so that we're aware of it. If you are trying to mine TON and you are on an older version of LOLminer, please stop now. You're probably causing tons of issues for the pool ops, and it's going to be a headache for them. So if you want the project to do well, which if you're a miner and you're trying to mine it for profit, you probably do, get off of the older version of LOLminer, move to 1.41b, and, you know, give your fellow pool ops a break here, because I'm sure it's been hectic for them trying to figure out what's going on. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Morning Show every Monday through Friday, 7:45 a.m. Pacific and 10:45 a.m. Eastern Time. You can check out more clips here, or if you're interested in checking out the entire live show, you can check that out down here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.